There's a cat meowing in the background. Meow. Oh, he's got a bug. He's eating an ant. How you get ants, Anthony?
Yes, I gave Virgil both on the ant.
Well,
he's been good. He's been eating ants.
That's fine. That's why we have cats for, to take care of all the creatures in our house, ants and meeces.
Exactly. That's true. They do a pretty good job, but we have a good mix of old ones and young ones now.
I know, it's like the one time where we had the giant mancoon bat the mouse off the record player and then not know what to do with it, but then the dogs went after it because they thought it was a squeaky toy and then bit it and then realized it's not a squeaky toy.
No, the Freya's like, yeah, rodent, I'm a min pan.
And then we found it dead on the couch. That's always cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. They never bode too well when they come in our house. Sorry, welcome back to episode of 64 Bits Rage.
Yeah, episode 12.
We're getting there, yeah. 12 under our belt.
Yeah, then it'll be what we just did, episode 27 of Rage Quit.
Yep. That one's more of a TED Talk. This one's a little bit more of a focus. I feel like what's funny is Nintendo seems to have news and streamline stuff regarding what everything's going on. Granted, they're not, but they're in the middle of their life cycle, so they kind of like...
It makes it a little easier because there's no balancing act and they don't have to try to release a new console and... I mean, we've talked about it before. They kind of go by the beat of their own drum anyways, but...
Yeah, but...
They're not trying to figure out how to launch a traditional console like Microsoft and Sony in 2020 and what that means and what that is and how to disseminate information without E3 and the coronavirus and all that stuff, so...
What helps too that, like we said before, they're kind of like in the middle of their life cycle. They already got the Switch Lite, which is essentially their version of their actual handheld.
Yeah, and they're only 3 years in.
Yeah,
so if they go 6 or 7 years like the other ones have, then it's like...
They kind of lucked out in a weird way.
With the Wii U, which is funny because the Wii U was so truncated.
It was, and just...
You get two Nintendo consoles in one generation, technically.
But then it's like they lucked out because they revamped what they wanted Wii U to be, which is a Switch, and then they're like, well, with everything kind of going hand in hand basket, we're just gonna do cool things.
Well, then also they already do, like, Nintendo Directs and stuff. So
they've been away from E3 for a few years, haven't they?
Yeah, a long while.
Yeah, they haven't been.
Sony just did last year, but Nintendo's been doing Nintendo Directs for a while.
Yeah, Nintendo's, like you said,
years, so.
That's why I like Nintendo the best, because like they kind of do their own shit, and they're like, we don't need to be fancy with y'all on your E3. Here's something cool on YouTube that everyone can see.
Yeah, exactly. They just stream it or drop a video or trailers, and it's like, that's it. Like, but they have been really good about still releasing information about things
and
or
content,
talking about what they're doing.
You know, they're pretty much an open book. Like they've said before, they've got such a stockpile of just their nest egg, their money, that they can go a while.
They go a long while. There's a lot of reports about that, like when the Wii U was flopping hard, that they called it the war chest.
And they freaking revamped and made the Switch and busted that bitch out within like a year period of it.
Yeah, like a 2-year period or something ridiculous.
And most, which is a baby life cycle for any console nowadays.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we used to have like the only one I can think of, the only company like prior that really tried to like elongate a life cycle of a console to pretty damn close to what they are now was Sega.
Yeah.
With all their attachments and stuff. The Tower of Power, sorry, where they would do like the 32X, the Sega CD, and then you got your regular carts and stuff. And
speaking of, didn't we just get a cool cartridge holder for the Sega?
Yeah, we did. So there's if you guys are interested, I'm sure you guys know that we collect retro games, play retro games, stream retro games.
We're weird.
We've talked about them quite a bit, and this definitely fits into
because we got one
Nintendo.
For the 64 too.
But there's an awesome company called Collector Craft, and you can go to collectorcraft.com. Not a sponsor, by the way.
Oh God.
yeah, just throwing.
We're just bragging because it's cool.
And then you can also follow them on Instagram at Collector Craft. All one word, no like not apostrophes, but no additional like characters or anything. Just Collector Craft, how you would think, all put together. But yeah, they do these really cool. They're like hard plastic. I'm gonna guess like 3D printed. Like cartridge holders, and they're like designed perfectly to fit whatever. Like if you're a big like Genesis guy like I am, they have one specifically for the Sega Genesis. Or we've been revamping and getting like new stuff or like outdated things replaced for the Nintendo 64. And so we're getting a cart holder for that because we have some loose cartridges for the 64. But they also have them for the NES and the Super Nintendo. So if you guys are interested and you're trying to figure out how to manage your collection and you have loose carts, I'd recommend checking them out. They're like $15.
They're super cheap and they're freaking slick as shit because it's
and it's quick shipping. I got mine from Amazon, not from collectorcraft.com. However, I was kind of waiting to see. I really wanted to like clean up the Genesis and the 64 cartridges first.
Because they don't have reliable cases. I mean, the Genesis does. They have the hard plastic ones, but then again...
I have loose cartridges.
Yeah, everyone does. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast with cartridges, especially like Nintendo 64. Theirs came in a cardboard box. There's nothing really to collect.
Yeah, and so a lot of the cardboard boxes from the NES, Super Nintendo, and 64 era are gone. Yeah. I mean, they just kind of disintegrated over time, which makes sense.
Oh, yeah, I can't just sniff my toe. That was weird.
So if you have kind of like unwieldy collections like we do, and you want to have them a little bit organized and not, go through and replace each and every single one with like aftermarket cases or print your own or, something along those lines, you can get these hard plastic cases. They're like jet black and they have whatever like logo or controller etched into the front of it.
Which is like shit.
And then they're designed specifically. It's not like a catch-all where it's like, oh, they hold any size kind of cartridge. So some of them are loose and some of them are really tight. They're designed specifically for...
Like the 64, the NES, the Sega, Genesis. So it's very specific to those era of consoles, which is fine. But in the same breath, not a lot of people like us have loose old cartridges just kind of milling about.
Yeah, exactly. But you may have like, a favorite. Maybe the N64 is your favorite and you've just kind of hung on to it and you have like loose carts and stuff or you just like perpetually collect them. Now you can get a snazzy little thing that like presents them pretty well in your entertainment center on your computer
Yeah, it makes
desk.
them look very slick too. And it's like, you just pull... It's like... Let's say an old cassette organizer, essentially.
Yeah, like the hard plastic ones, which I had.
Well, yeah. And so you can pull it out. It's by itself next, because we'll have it next to our 64, and then we'll have them all just tick behind each other. Obviously our favorite in the front.
And if you're anal retentive like I am, like when I put my Sega Genesis ones in today.
Alphabetical order.
Yeah. So you just pull it out, boom, A to Z.
You have such a weird alphabetized, especially with our records. I'm like, how the fuck do you alphabetize this shit?
Music's different. Music and movies are different.
It focuses what I deal with in my life.
Yeah. Music is it's alphabetical by artist, and then the albums themselves. So if you have like say multiples of like Kendrick Lamar or something, or like we'll go older band like the Beatles, I start with whatever. Then it's chronological, whatever released first to the latest.
See, how does that make sense?
Because then you have like the whole discography of an artist, and then when they started, when they ended, or what their most current album is. Because otherwise they'd be all mixed up. You'd be like, Kendrick's second album, that was my favorite. And so it's 2 in. Oh, that's it. His sophomoric album was my favorite, or whatever, or like his most recent release I just got.
That's why I don't touch things.
Yeah, no, don't.
No. I organize other things like the linen closet and stuff because that just is easy to do. Yeah. And then it's like when it comes to other things where it involves alphabetization and stuff.
Music and movies I do.
Touch.
Games I do as well.
Well, I mean, I have my games, but I don't touch those as well.
Games are easier just because it's like... It's the same kind of premise though, but it's alphabetized by platform. Yeah, that makes sense. I usually go oldest to newest.
Yeah, well... So. I'm just saying, like, I don't touch your shit. Other things I'll organize.
Or if it's like, there's like a smallish collection that can fit with the console, like the Sega Genesis and the Sega Saturn, then they're right beside them or on a shelf right above them.
In the same breath, you don't touch my things because I have a weird organization OCD with it, where mine doesn't make any sense, but it does to me. Don't touch my shit.
Yeah, I never touch, like, your bookshelf. I never move anything on it, except for maybe the dust, but I put it, like, immediately
right back
right where it was.
Because, like, when you organize it one time, and, like, I'm like, did you touch my stuff?
And then... Like your bedside table's another one where I'm like, I don't touch.
Yep. Because it's like, you did it one time and you moved things, and I'm like, you touched my things, didn't you? Well, yeah, I cleaned it. Why did you move them?
I think that time I couldn't remember.
Oh, yeah, because you took everything down at once, dusted it, and put it all
back.
back.
Now I just do it shelf by shelf.
Yeah.
So that I know where it goes. And what I do now, though, is because, like, we have a toddler, so The lower shelves don't have anything on it. Like, my books go out to the edge because I have so many books.
Yeah, I don't have that many books.
Just from a writer, so.
Mm-hmm.
But Ariel's, there's like a little bit of a gap, and the bottom two shelves are like empty, except for the books themselves. So I just like take everything on one shelf and move it down, and then dust, and then everything down, and then dust, and then I put them all back because it's all the same. Then makes it easy. So
I've had to do that because the toddler has gotten bigger, and I've had to clear out the last two shelves because the toddler keeps touching things he's not supposed to, and mine are a little more. Mine are very breakable, valuable glass stuff.
Yeah, mine.
It's valuable too, but it's more hardy plastics.
Yeah, because the stuff that's like low within his reach is like an 8mm camera, a Morse code pad, and it's like it's really old tech, like because that's what I like, and my co-host for FGG and my best friend John.
Gives you weird shit.
Yeah, he likes all that stuff too. He's an engineer and he loves all that stuff. So
he always finds things.
He'll find things and then give them to me, and so then they end up in prominently displayed.
Mine's like,
but they're like weighty. They're like, I mean, they're
falls
built
on
to last.
Foot, you know,
they're all metal.
The toddler's gonna feel it.
Not cheap plastic like it is nowadays.
Yeah, mine's more like glass figurines, things I've collected over the coast, fragile seashells and stuff like that. So it's like my stuff has either been moved up or out of the way.
Seashells by the seashore.
Yes. So, but then in that case, still, it's really cool though. I understand like really cool to have things like that where you have, you know, loose CDs or stuff like that. I mean, it's just kind of like not think of like, oh, that's old school, but you know.
Yeah, like I'm gonna definitely look for like, you know, an 8-track one and stuff like that at some point. So
yeah, no, we have our one from the 60s, our console,
our record player, yeah.
But then we have one that's more up to date that plays records, CDs, and cassettes. So we have a combination of that for that one.
Yeah.
Over there.
And I want to get a Walkman and an 8-track player.
Throwback.
Yeah. And a black and white portable television for the kitchen.
Oh, God. You kill me, Smalls. Well, to be fair, I'm having loose leaf teas, so I'm weird in that sense.
Well, and the funny thing is, like, when I get that TV, it'll be over in the corner by those. So it'll be, like, loose leaf tea with, like, the old school tea strainer, and then it'll be...
We need 2 fusers.
And then a black and white television right next to an Amazon tap.
We're weird.
It's like super weird, like, because it's like the main Bluetooth speaker we use, but...
Anyways, actually, to the actual topic of the day, what is our kind sir?
So it is Mario's
turn.
Yeah, we covered Luigi first, so I know, we kind of did him justice.
We did.
It's Mario's 35th anniversary.
Oh God, 35 years. That's insane.
It's really crazy.
Mario's topping in his 40s, getting old, yo. I don't know how much more you can be jumping on things.
I know, you can't really, like, make the joke, like, oh, they can drink now. Like, it's like, well, he's been able to drink for 14 years.
Yeah.
Like, he was able to drink, like, you know, around the time my brother was born.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
No, but we can make the old jokes, though, now. He feels it in his knees.
Right, yeah, exactly. Make a Skyrim joke.
He needs the power-ups more and more now.
Oh, yeah.
Took an air.
He needs all those mushrooms.
Oh, God.
just let him escape.
So, kind sir, what is so exciting about the 35th anniversary of Mario?
So, there are rumors kind of percolating, then it seems like a portion of it has been... Confirmed to some degree. But Nintendo plans on releasing a collection of remastered Mario games. So, it looks like we're going to get Mario Galaxy, which is on the Wii. Mario Sunshine, which is on the GameCube, and then Mario 64, which is on the 64. And then it looks like kind of tangentially to that, or I guess parallel would probably be better. Parallel to that, they were going to release like a deluxe version of, I think it's like New Super Mario 3D World or something like that. That was on the Wii U, I believe. I know less about that.
Yeah, we're talking.
Wii U is kind of our blind spot, but...
Yeah.
And that's going to have, like, more levels and be enhanced, just kind of like the other Mario and Luigi Brothers Deluxe one.
Yeah.
Wii U Deluxe one that they have out, so.
Which is insane. That's so exciting to hear that there's, you know, Mario's been around for 35 years. They're, you know, doing a homage, especially on the Switch. They've released a lot of cool shit on the Switch lately, which is legit. Especially with, like, other stuff being released as well.
Yeah, it's crazy, really. Like that, just the longevity of that Italian plumber.
Who foreshadows his brother, even though his brother's taller.
It's so crazy because like Mario Brothers, like 83 as an arcade game, so it's even older than 35 years.
Well, yeah.
I wonder where they're getting the 35 years from.
Probably on the NES.
Probably. It's probably
more like
that one
when it came out in the console generation, not arcade
not
generation.
Arcade.
Which we talked about before, because a lot of times people don't realize a lot of games come from arcade games, not from consoles themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And during earlier generations of consoles, especially like 8-bit and 16-bit, a lot of games were simultaneously coming out in arcades. As arcades were still, they were kind of fading a little bit, but they were still open, in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
But they would release, certain Genesis games would be like Virtua Fighter.
Yeah.
Like on the Sega Genesis and Virtua Fighter 2 on the Sega Saturn. There was a Genesis version of Virtua Fighter 2, but we're also releasing arcades, at the same time, which is kind of crazy because that doesn't happen. It's not like you can go to your like local arcade and play Halo, but you could also play it at home if you want to, or Doom Eternal. Let's go Doom Eternal.
Oh God, yeah.
Which would be crazy if that was the case, but it's very interesting though.
It is crazy to see how, the jump from arcade to home consoles because...
Yeah, so Super Mario Brothers specifically is 35 years
from the NES?
Yes.
Nailed it! Don't get things right all the time.
So it's more specifically the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers.
Which is funny because then everyone's like, fuck Luigi, but it's Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, it's not Super Mario.
Super Mario Brothers. But still in homage to the beginning 35 years. God, so that's insane. You can think farther back, though, how long around has been.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because Mario Brothers in the arcade, supersedes that by an additional 2 years.
I know. Oops, not going
and then Super Mario Brothers on the NES, released in 1985.
So, kind of, Sarah, what are you excited about coming out? What is tickling your pickle about the 35-year release?
So, as listeners know, I absolutely love Mario.
Yeah.
Like, I think Mario's awesome. Just period. It's one of those platformers that has, like, carried through, quite a bit for me, really.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't always had, like, the newest console at the time to play, Mario. Like, I missed out on Mario 64. I think I saw a little bit of Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be confusing that memory where if I saw it at the time when the GameCube was popular and out, or if just after the fact I saw it, via YouTube or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to play like Super Mario or Mario 64 and Sunshine for the first time. Which is crazy. Yeah, it'll be the first time for me to play those. The ones that I played, like, most recently, actually, was Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for the Wii, and I absolutely loved them. It's one of the few games on the Wii that I thought was, like, a true game, not kind of like a gimmicky, like, I'm bowling, or I'm skiing, or something like those with the motion controls. I actually played through it.
Yeah.
Like, start to finish. Play, especially the first one. I'm not sure if I finished the second one.
Yeah,
I got that one a lot later.
Yeah.
Just because they retain their value.
Yeah, they're so
it's hard to justify, spending $60 years after the fact.
I know, it's insane how crazy they retain their value in those.
It is really crazy,
especially Pokemon's. Oh, that's a different topic.
Pokemon games. Still Nintendo first party.
I know, they're fucking expensive.
Yeah, even the old like cards for like Game Boy Advance and DS and stuff like that, they're really expensive.
I know, it's like you started with I think Red, and it was like $10 because it was a digital copy of all things.
I got a digital copy and I played it on my 3DS, which is really funny.
So you're super excited about those coming out? Like, which ones you want to play first?
I think I'll play them in order.
You're so weird.
I like to do it that way instead of like jumping around. like or starting from the newest and going back. Like I think it's like accessibility.
So you play the 64 first?
I'll play that one first, and
which that is my territory.
And then I will play Sunshine, and then I will play the one that I played.
Yeah, but you'll be able
Super
to
Mario
play
Galaxy.
it easier because it's not with the Wii control, action control things. And
which would be super nice, yeah, because they're
play with your
remasters,
cool-
so they're gonna look better, they're gonna run a little bit better, and then I'll be able to play with the Switch Pro controller.
Yeah, your cool controller.
Yeah,
I got you.
which I'm excited because I don't think you could play Mario Galaxy with the Wii Pro controller. Because I had a Wii Pro controller, but I played with it with the Wiimotes.
You tried to play it with that, but the Wiimotes kept giving you trouble. Like I like the Wii for what it is because it is a start for those motion capture things and just gets it going, which is kind of cool though because we dabbled a little bit in Just Dance 2020.
Yeah, we got the demo for that.
Oh man, that was so much fun. We're gonna
It was
pick that one
super
up
fun.
too, and just the weird how it has motion capture and control in those little controllers too.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like just overall the tech that they build in the controllers. Because I'm not a huge Microsoft fan, but the Microsoft Elite controller is like on point. It feels like a boutique item. Like you're getting it from like Apple or something. You know, where it's just like, or that analog company that I've been looking at for retro consoles. It's just incredibly well built. It's got a great weight to it. Everything is just like it's spot on. But then there's rumors about the PS5 controller, like keeping track of your heart rate and your sweat perspiration and stuff.
That's too far.
Along with everything else that the
it's like
DualShock 4
Futurama.
and 3.
Where's the controllers? Oh, it doesn't do controllers. It just does your motion capture, and it's just them pretending to. It's like who would want to do that?
That'd be so weird, yeah, because there'd be no tactile function. Like you wouldn't feel.
You're like
anything.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that idea.
It's one of the reasons I don't like PC gaming so much is because you have a tactile function, but I don't like how it feels playing a game with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah,
like, it just feels so weird. But
yeah,
in my head, it's like video gaming is more attached to a controller, and I don't really care so much about like the form factor of that controller.
Yeah.
As far as like different consoles, like switching back and forth. Obviously, there's like better ones per console.
Yeah. Well, and then what's funny too, and after that, I kind of stab at the PC gaming because I just got a mouse for work, but it's a PC gaming mouse.
Yeah, it's by Razer, which again not a sponsor, but as far as like what we use for like streaming or now, for Ariel to work at home, is by Razer.
Yeah.
So. And
it's insane to see because of all the extra controls on it. I had to disable a lot of it because a lot of it will fuck up what my job I do.
Yeah, because it has like the two side buttons.
Yeah, the sensitivity buttons.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I just have the clickies on the mouse and the scrolly button, so hence I know my languages.
Because I remember using the old because I did PC game in like the mid to late 90s, and I had like an old compact Presario mouse with I had the two buttons, and that was it. You didn't scroll. There was no scrolling or side buttons.
Do you remember the good old times with the old school mouses where it had the little ball on the bottom, but you could take it off to clean it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I had.
What I would do with my siblings, because if they were to get my computer time, I'd steal the ball so they can't use that. I was a dick.
And then later, it was always a good, April Fool's gag or just prank period. In offices, you tape over the laser.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't work.
What the fuck? Or, you took the ball out, because obviously
you could take the ball out, yeah, because it had just that little round circular cap that you would twist and the ball would come out.
Yeah, and I would always steal the ball.
And then you could put the cap back.
Because I wanted my time to play on the computer, to play my kid games at the time. And then it's like, your sister's talking on freaking AOL chat at the time with her gay friends, and then it's like, twist it out, old school talk here, old school jargon, excuse my language here, folks, but, this is 90s talk going on here. Then, when she would, not look or something, I'd just take the mouse and twist the thing off, pop out the ball, and twist it back on and put it on there and run off with it, me being my 12, 13-year-old.
That's really funny. I didn't realize that you had a, computer and played, old school.
I played, games. I used to play, the helicopter one was fun. Some school games I would have that I can get. I would play Sims. I think I had a version on the PC.
Oh, that's circa 2000 too. Yeah, that's old. Old now.
I had different versions of Sim, pop young teen culture games for me, or girl teen games, and then just stuff like that. I did play a lot on the PC. Now to come to think about it,
I played like Descent, which was like an alien spaceship game kind of a thing. I played a lot of Sims games for sure. Like Roller Coaster Tycoon was one I played a lot. SimCity 2000, SimCity 3000, and then I had some weird ones too, like Sim Tower and there was like Sim Park or something like that, or Sim Island. Like you control an island and you had to like develop it and stuff. That was kind of like Tropico now.
Yeah. I used to play the I Spy games, the Mansion Mystery
I
Murder
remember those
games.
ones. Yeah. I played a lot of the like full motion video game or video. Yeah, I guess they're video games. So like some weird ones like Dark Side of the Moon, Atlantis, Myst, of course. Myst, of course, being because Cyan Inc., who created Myst, which was like huge at the time, is in Spokane, Washington, where we live. So, and I got a lot of those. I think at like Goodwill too.
Fair enough. I just played
like years after, because like Myst came out in like 93,
but the funny
and
part
I played
is,
it
like,
in like 90.
I never got like
99.
CD games or floppy disk games. I would always see if there's like downloadable versions, because obviously I was at that precipice where we could start downloading things. So
yeah, there's no way that was happening because you weren't making phone calls.
Yeah, so right.
That was not a thing. Or you're trying to use dial-up to download something. I did have a lot of floppy disks too.
Well, I did.
And I had a zip drive.
True, fair enough. So
that's some archaic tech right
you're
there.
Right.
Too.
All
zip
right.
drives.
Make Ollie play with floppy disk. Back to Mario, kind sir.
Doom shareware.
So the one I'm super excited for, since you so kindly asked, is...
I was about to, but we were talking about mouse and keyboard, so whatever.
Call you on shit that doesn't exist. Like everyone does.
Okay. You're into timestamps. I'm not.
Oh my god. You're such a dork. Ollie loves his timestamps, speaking of.
He does, yeah. So as a little side, we've only been doing this the last like several episodes for Rage Quit and 64 Bits of Rage, but I take timestamps and put them in the description for YouTube and CastBox.
Yeah.
And CastBox goes out everywhere, but once I'm done like transcribing the timestamps, I just have like a little legal notepad. If it's like throwaway like notes, I use legal pads. And anyways, as soon as I'm done, I like pull it out and I give it to Ollie, and he loves his timestamp. And he gets like anytime he sees the notepad, he wants it.
He gives a hand motion. Give me.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't have anything, or I haven't transcribed it yet. And it's like, you gotta wait. I gotta get this information on the internet first.
And then you can have your timestamps.
Then you can have your timestamps.
And he watches you too while you do it.
He does watch me while I do it. And so then he gets his timestamps.
Yep. Anyway, so my one I'm honestly extremely excited about for Mario, because I'm not necessarily a big Mario fan, but I do like Mario.
Yeah.
It's Mario 64, because obviously I started with the Nintendo 64, so
that makes
I'm
sense.
super excited for Mario 64.
So you'd be able to go back.
Yeah, good homage. That was a beard hair there.
That was a beard hair, yeah. It was like super tight and curly.
Excited to play it because my favorite thing was to do, obviously, you go around the castle and stuff. You gotta say Princess Peach and defeat Bowser like always.
I did play a little bit of that on 3DS, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you downloaded it. I was telling you
about
about it. Because I told you to try to
I just didn't finish it.
I told you to try to run up the walkway. You can't do it. You'll get up there, and then just...
Well, you can glitch up there, which I found out, yeah.
Yeah, but that's no fun.
It wasn't any fun.
Yeah, no, don't do that, folks. I mean, if you're doing a time thing, but just play a game naturally as it is.
Cheese it.
So that's what I'm super excited for. Then obviously Mario Sunshine I like, because I got the cute GameCube will be cool.
Is Mario 64 the one with the glitch where it's like you can't get all the stars?
I think
there's like one hidden, like they found it way later. It's hidden underneath the map or something weird.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the one with the weird glitch. They probably will, if it's going to be a remaster, they'll fix that. Obviously,
it'd be kind of cool if they kept that in there actually, because now it's like famous.
Now
so, like even I know of it. Yeah. Like not playing through it. It'd be funny if. Like, maybe you can get all of them, like, if there's, like, some sort of in-game thing attached to it, but otherwise, like, they should just, like, leave it, like...
That would be funny.
Point attention to it somehow, that it's, like, trapped down there, but you can't get it.
Mario says, I don't know where it is, I wonder how I can get it. Or some, like, a little ad lib.
I think it's underneath me.
Right? Then do, like, up, down, left, right, then get it.
The Konami code?
Yeah.
That dude passed away, by the way.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, sad. I'm going to move my swimmer book.
Such a famous cheat code for Contra. Yeah, he passed away recently.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
Speaking of, like, cheat codes, we watched this one video on YouTube that, like, had, like, people who cheated and got caught. Like the one.
Oh, I've watched actually quite a few of those montages recently, like since we've been streaming, so past year or so.
It's so bad. They get blatantly caught. And they try to like fib about it or something.
It's great if you ever want like a good laugh, like kind of watching like fail videos or like pet videos or something. Like you look up like game cheaters who got caught.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of like montages of them, and it's fantastic. Yeah, the one we watched. I think that guy does a whole bunch of them, or he has done a few of them at least, because they always pop up. But there's like one gal who is streaming, and she's cheating on CS:GO.
Yeah.
And she can see enemies through walls, and it has like auto aim assist, like all sorts of like stuff is
horrible
on.
Cheat codes, yeah.
And her chat can see that she has.
I don't know if she forgot to do a command where they can't see it, or what the situation was,
or if she just plays in her off time that way
and forgot to remove it. But you could blatantly see it. I don't know how she missed that.
Yeah, because you could see other players through walls.
That's what I mean.
As they were coming, and so that was captured and then on stream. And then the best part to that video though is like she tries to backtrack, like, oh, it's a glitch.
Does anyone else glitching? My friend said he glitched, and then
this is the same kind of thing. And then it's like,
no,
even though she's got a window behind her window that shows that she has like a cheat module open.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, my friend did it. Like,
never mind.
She's such a bitch. She came over and like she must have been doing this. This is why you don't let
your friends touch your PC." I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna call her right now.
Any fucking gamer that I know, you do not touch their PC.
And then she knew like exactly how to turn it off and stuff, but supposedly didn't know what it was.
Blatant. It was horrible.
But she would say stuff and it wouldn't make sense, and so then she'd come up with a new story, and then that one didn't make sense, so she'd come up with a new story, and she did that like three times.
Three to four times.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But it's like, I don't like that shit. Just play the game naturally. I mean, I get there's glitches, there's cheats, there's a way to get about it, but it's like...
Yeah, I feel like if you're a speedrunner, and even that community is kind of divided, there's like the natural way to do it, and then there's like the kind of glitchy way to do it, and they're both marked as like official times, but in two different categories. Yeah.
Which that's kind of cool to see. There's two different categories. You're not being lumped with someone who's using fucking cheat codes and shit.
Yeah, I as a gamer, I find super fascinating, like the fighting community.
Yeah.
They're super in depth in it, and they know all sorts of like crazy shit and stats and like like the how many seconds between moves and stuff like that, and like what characters do what, and like in everything. But they're super friendly. They're just like super entrenched into fighting games. I find that subculture of gamers pretty cool. Not something I'll ever get into, but on the outside looking in, it's like, you guys keep doing you. You know?
You get the thumbs up.
And speedrunners, same kind of thing. Every once in a while, I'll watch a speedrun of like one of my favorite games.
Oh, I didn't even think about doing that or something like that.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. I didn't know you could break the game that much to, be able to beat this, 20-hour game in 15 minutes, or whatever. It's like, that's insane.
No, I mean, it's to each their own. Just from my personal opinion, I don't like it. I mean...
Yeah, it's just playing a game. Just play a game.
Yeah, just play it. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Amp up the difficulty,
I think the cool part is they're just not porting it, that they're remastering it, too.
I think that's really cool, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it looks.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how they beautify it, essentially. The aesthetics of it, what they're essentially changing or adding or doing, if it's a remaster or if it's just, what's the one where they make it pretty?
That's a remaster where they just go over the top of it and make it, HD and all that.
What's the other one then?
Remake, where they completely rebuild it from like the ground up.
I'm getting these backwards. So a remaster would be intriguing to see. I'm glad it's not a remake. That's the word I get.
Yeah, remakes would be like Final Fantasy VII's a remake. Medieval was.
Not Doom. Ah, shit. The zombie one. Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 2 is a remake.
Yeah, 3 is a remake.
3 is a remake as well, where it's like, it's almost like a spiritual
successor.
Yeah, reimagining of, the original title.
What they would think the game would be today.
But relatively the same story, but updated mechanics and visuals and all that. And they build it new off of a new engine than it was then and stuff like that. But with remasters, they'll usually just take it and... Okay, you can play it on this generation of systems now, and it's, it'll render in HD for you instead of, 240 or 480, so the resolution's better on it. Sometimes they'll add extras in, Here's the original art, concept art for whatever game,
Which is cool.
Yeah, it is. Or they'll, if they're newer ones, they'll even bundle in like the DLC and all that good stuff, and have a collection in one package, kind of like BioShock.
Mario doesn't have DLC at all, but
well, not really. I mean, like Mario Rabbids had DLC.
Well, it's Mario Rabbids, though, and that's already on the Switch.
Yeah.
No,
but yeah, saying, not the older ones.
I'm saying it's gonna be intriguing to see playing, old school games like the 64 and then Mario Sunshine World. It's just gonna be awesome to see. I'm super excited about those.
Yeah, and we'll have a GameCube hooked up shortly, and then we already have a 64, so it'll be kind of cool to. And we did this with Resident Evil 2, but see what it looks like then, like the original.
Yeah.
Compared to like the remaster and playing it on the
Which
Switch.
is funny enough because a lot of people already have those YouTube videos that portray that, but at the same time it's like it's cool to actually do it yourself, to actually see it.
It's different, yeah, because you have like different controllers, different hardware. It it looks and feels different. Sometimes it's more nostalgic than not. You know. In the case of Resident Evil 2, it was that wasn't as heavily nostalgic for me because I really got into 4 way later.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I had a copy of it for the PS1 and was able to play it on the PS1 with the PS1 controller and see the opening sequence and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I had already played through the remake, and so that was pretty cool. And I think that'll kind of carry over and be super interesting.
Oh yeah, it'll be.
Maybe if I get a bee in my bonnet, I'll do like a write up about it for the ASInquisitor website.
Really, bee in your bonnet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's apropos.
Why are we throwing $15 words out now?
Yeah, $15 phrases. That's you. You were the one with the $15 phrases.
Well, yeah, phrases. That's all I got. I don't got words, yo.
It's a $10 word and a $5 word. It's a $15 phrase.
Exactly.
And change to spare.
Change to spare. But no, it's cool to see that they're doing that. So, I mean, it's obviously going to boost Mario, and poor Luigi's going to be again lost in the dust.
Well, they did have that new. This already came out, but the Luigi-centric port of the Wii U Mario
they did,
Brothers
but
game.
was it really
as
well announced as it's been 35 years?
Probably not, but I mean it's 35.
Or Mario Day.
Mario Day, yeah, March 10th.
Yep.
That was cool. that was a good idea.
We got a Luigi Day.
Now, how do you make that into a date?
Mm.
Mario just like M-A, like it just works. M-A-R for March, and then
I-O for 10, yeah.
It's like, May the 4th be with you kind of a thing. Like how that gets you. Kind of like everyone will always know when Skyrim was released because it was 11/11/11. So weird.
And an arrow in the knee.
Oh yeah, that'll live in infamy.
I know, right? Took an arrow to the knee. That's funny. Oh, man.
I'm curious if we'll get like a Mario Odyssey 2.
I don't know. I'm intrigued to see if they're going to release it.
Obviously not right now.
No.
But by the end of the life cycle, if we'll get 2 Mario games in the same console.
It's hard to say because they're remastering. Yes, I'm using the right word. Remastering all these older Marios, bringing them all out. They're doing. I don't know. It's hard to say.
They are leaving some on the table though, because there's like Super Mario Galaxy 2 and like.
Aren't they bringing those out later?
The new Super Mario Brothers 3D Land or whatever that one is.
Okay.
That title's kind of convoluted.
I think a lot of Mario's titles are convoluted.
Sometimes they are. I like it when it's just like like Mario 64, like that works. Yep. Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, like I'm fine with those. But
Mario Odyssey,
some of the 3D Land ones and
3D Man, super fun, yeah, woo!
Yeah, or like
Mario,
the ones that kind of started on the 3DS or 2DS or. I still need to finish that game. That game's awesome.
Mario. That's Luigi though. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah.
Mario.
It's like, yeah, they just get like a little convoluted, so I kind of get them mixed up. But no, that one's coming out as like a deluxe package.
Okay.
But they didn't really say anything about like Mario Galaxy 2 or there's older Luigi games too they can bring over.
That'd be cool. I doubt they'll do that though, because Luigi's always undercut.
It'd be great if they did a Luigi's Mansion collection with the first 2.
That would be, but they aren't going to. Oh man, that's great.
I like how they have like one studio specifically working on Luigi's Mansion now.
Just one. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Why would you need like 5 studios? I don't know. It'd be interesting though. Mario Odyssey is one I want to get back to, or not get back to.
We haven't even started Mario Odyssey.
And play that one as well.
like that one's like not even remotely in the docket.
Not yet, but
Keyword there. There was a particular reason why you didn't want to play it. I can't remember why.
it wasn't that I didn't want to play it. It's I wanted to play the Wii U one with Mario and Luigi first. That was ported over. Because that looks more my style. Because my favorite Mario game of all time, which you can play on the Switch, is Super Mario World.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one. Like, that's my favorite one. It's got an awesome map. You can play with Mario or Luigi. There's a lot of secrets and hidden stuff.
Yeah.
And the levels are really cool. It's like, you know, it's a 2D side scroller, but it kind of looks 3D in the art. You know, it's got that kind of illusion, and that was on the Super Nintendo and one that I played, all alongside like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
So that one is like one of my favorites.
I just gotta boot my foot.
And you can play that on the Switch with the Super Nintendo online service.
Yeah, which is cool that they have that available.
Yeah, it's really cool. And they're always like adding stuff to it or swapping out titles.
It's not always just these games, or it's always updating, changing, which is cool.
Yeah, like, it's like right now they have like Crystallis on there. On the
I know
NES
Mario's got their own version of the Mario or the Sony store, not Sony store, the Sony Plus, the free crap.
Oh,
you play for the you pay for it, the yearly subscription, and then you get it.
I can't remember what Nintendo is. Yeah, PlayStation Plus. And then they have Game Pass.
Yeah, for Microsoft.
For Microsoft, and then there's the Nintendo one, which we have that as well.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's cool that they have their own version of it.
It is really cool.
But it's more of a homage to playing the older games and stuff. It's not like you download them and these are free this month. I don't think that's like
such a... Oh, it's just Nintendo Switch Online.
I don't think it's like geared like they are, but still.
It's not exactly the same, but it is kind of cool because it's like you pay for it so you can play online. I believe you need it to play online, like PlayStation and Microsoft.
Makes sense.
But yeah, instead of, you know, like Microsoft's doing really good in this kind of way where it's like they're offering a lot of stuff with Games Pass. You know, it's pretty much like PlayStation Now, but you know, it's PlayStation Plus, you know, as far as like the service is concerned, where it's like they're offering a lot. PlayStation Plus or PlayStation's kind of like dividing it up right now, where it's like you have PlayStation Now, which is all their legacy stuff.
I wonder if they'll eventually just chalk it up and put them all together.
Yeah, we'll have to put a pin in this and see if we can do a Rage Quit episode about PlayStation Now and their legacy compared to Microsoft's Game Pass and Nintendo Switch Online.
Fair enough.
Service.
We'll have to do that.
But
still no. But anyways, back to Mario Odyssey though.
Yeah, I am curious about that one and I want to play it. I'm just wondering if like because Zelda and Mario in particular came out so early, and there does seem to be, I think you kind of pointed out that seems to be a focus on Mario. Because there was Mario Day, and now we're celebrating the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, and if because Zelda, like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey came out so early in the Switch's life cycle, if we'll have enough time where we'll actually have 2 Mario games and 2 Zelda games. So I know Breath of the Wild 2 has already kind of been announced by Nintendo, so that's seemingly coming to the Switch, but there hasn't really been, an announcement about Odyssey 2 or something completely different.
Not with Mario. I know Zelda's been hinted at this second story or second part of Breath of the Wild. Yeah. But I'm not too sure.
Which that was insanely popular, as much as
it was first day released game and all
we
that.
Didn't care for it, that doesn't really matter. It sold like gangbusters and did really well.
True. So. I'm intrigued to see if they kind of make more homage to how it, like, obviously keep it how Breath of the Wild is, but then homage to how Zelda is. Like, maybe take the breakable weapons out and stuff like that.
Supposedly it'll, like, actually have dungeons and stuff, which is cool.
Which is...
Instead of just the 4 dungeons
where
from
my fucking dungeons, dude?
Breath of the Wild, it'll actually have kind of a suite of them. And I'm hopeful that it's going to kind of take a cue from, like, Ubisoft in particular has kind of a habit of doing this, where, like, the first game in a new series is what I like to call, like, the template.
Yeah.
It's the template game for the rest of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is always phenomenal.
It is.
You know, like the Division kind of followed that track with the Division 2. Assassin's Creed kind of did all those years ago with Assassin's Creed 2, which a lot of people say is like one of the best ones. Even the reboot of Assassin's Creed, it's like Origins was the template, and then Odyssey is the fleshed out version of that. Maybe Nintendo will use Breath of the Wild as like the template, and then they'll layer in a lot of either throwbacks like you want, and then new stuff.
Yeah.
Over the top of what they built with Breath of the Wild. So
I want it because I love Zelda. I always have. It's my home heart. But at the same time, I'm probably not going to get a day one release like I did with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like
it just I put a sour taste in my mouth.
And it's not really pricing. It's just waiting to see videos and reviews.
Other people's Let's Plays and stuff like that. But like with you, it's funny because watching you play Breath of the Wild, I'm like, what?
I play it like an open world Ubisoft game.
And I never would have thought to play like that.
And I just don't have very much knowledge with Zelda, except for the really, really old ones.
Yeah.
So none of the 3D ones, really. That I play it as if it were Far Cry or Assassin's Creed. Like, and if you play it like that, and kind of remove yourself from the Zelda characters then and world, even Hyrule, like it plays like those games, like, which is weird. It's kind of crazy.
It's just insane, obviously, to see you play, and I'm like, I never even fucking found that sword. I didn't even know there's an arrow there. What the you know.
And I just like in general, I play a lot of open world games, and so I just followed what the line of logic that I use for starting a new open world game, and just played it like that.
I might honestly delete my save and restart it, and just kind of give it a second chance. But at the same time, it's like
it wasn't bad. That's what I'm
not
was just
really
thinking about
amped up
today,
to do it.
to go back and slowly chip away at it and finish it.
I've been hog wild on my Kitchen and Bugs paying my rent. Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing's great.
God, I love it.
Yeah, well, I've had a couple days where I've like cracked out on Doom Eternal.
Right.
Like it's like it's I'm playing on the hardest difficulty unlocked right now, so it's like there's some parts where I'm like, oh my god, it's so difficult. Like, like 99% of the time though, it's like satisfying once you do it.
Yeah.
It's like you get better and better each
it's
time,
like after playing for a while, it's like, well, I'm starting to get tired. My skills are starting to lackluster, so it's time to put it on the shelf and come back to it.
Well, and I'm looking forward to playing, hopefully, Doom Eternal on the Switch.
Ooh, I know. That'd be so much fun. Because you play Doom Eternal with your Pro controller.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and just kind of playing it exactly how I want, really not worried about difficulty or
trophies or anything. Just enjoying
Doom's
the story.
One, like...
Dude, this one's got a fucking story, man. This one's got, like, an amazing story, and I like how we're talking about this. Well, we'll come on to Switch, so it's essentially a Switch game. But, because it's third party. But it's got such a good story.
Yeah, it's just like hardware capabilities really at this point to see if it'll make it over to Switch. I hope it does. I mean, Doom 2016 did, and then Wolfenstein has.
Dude, think about the fucking Witcher on there. They could put Doom Eternal on here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, you gotta keep in Doom's case, you gotta keep that frame rate up. For that really quick combat. You can't sacrifice your frame rate. I guess, I mean, you could lock it in at 30 and it would be probably pretty satisfying. But
well, didn't they do that with Doom 2016? I
think they did, yeah, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like, you really couldn't tell much of a difference. To be fair, though, you didn't have the Pro Controller that I got you, so you really didn't play too much of 2016 on the Switch.
No,
you should go back to it, though.
I was thinking about doing it, like, almost in tandem with Doom Eternal.
Yeah, because this time I think with like Doom Eternal on the Switch, like you said, you can play to enjoy it and actually get to and go in depths of the story. And
I'll go through and like every single codex I get, I'll read. And
and get a
I've been like cherry picking because I've been enjoying the gameplay and the difficulty so much that it'd be nice to really just go through everything. Again, for a second, it's totally worthy to do everything twice on it.
It is. It really is.
And I want to go back and I want to do Wolfenstein on the Switch.
So, back to our actual topic here. So, the only reason you haven't played Odyssey is because you want to play the one... Because Odyssey is the second one? I didn't realize that. Mario Odyssey.
No, Mario Odyssey is like the Nintendo Switch Mario.
Oh. But you want to play the other one with him and Luigi, though? Just
because of the that one was because the style is more the type of Mario game I like to play. It's very reminiscent of Super Mario World.
Okay.
And the older ones. And there's like a lot of like Luigi extras and stuff like that, and you can play with multiple people.
Oh, Luigi's
which is
not an extra. Don't call him an extra.
No, extras with Luigi. That's what I mean.
Still, you're not an extra.
It's only because of the style of it. It's like my knowledge of like Zelda is very much like NES, and the Super Nintendo Zeldas are my favorite. The Super Nintendo and the Game Boy Color ones, and then Mario's the same kind of way.
You know what's funny is I'm gonna put myself on blast right here right now because I honestly don't remember. I don't think I've ever played Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask came out like 2000. It was one of the last games to come out for the 64. One of the last big releases, at least.
And then again, it comes into play where, big family don't really get games.
No, I know. I was just like
I think that one was
context for the game, like when it would come out.
And I think that was super expensive, and I just couldn't get it. And I had Ocarina of Time, and I always played through it. I don't think I ever played. We'll have to get. I don't know if we have it.
We have Majora's Mask.
I'll need to play that.
Yeah, we have.
We
have the remake.
Once we get the cool controllers, though.
Yeah, I don't know if we have it. We might have it for the 64. I don't know. I'd have to double check.
Regardless, I need to play it. Everyone talks about it. I'm like, I don't fucking remember it. I don't think I honestly
From
played
my
it.
understanding, the hardcore kind of Zelda community.
It's either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
Yeah, it's one of the 64 ones.
One or the other.
It's one or the other.
To be fair, then that makes sense.
You get some people that stray over into like Twilight Princess and stuff, but not very many.
To be fair, that makes sense with they released 2 on this system because they're 2 on the 64. I think they're 2 on. I don't know if the GameCube had any new Zelda.
It was Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess then was released with the Wii at launch. It was like end of GameCube, beginning of Wii. And then the Wii had Skyward Sword.
Okay.
And then, and there was Wind Waker on the GameCube.
Yeah. Okay, Wind Waker. I remember
Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
See, there's 2. There's always seems to be 2 every generation of Nintendo.
They seem to really like, especially the last several generations, opening with the Zelda game.
And not closing with the Zelda game, but...
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they closed with Twilight Princess, they closed with Majora's Mask. They really didn't close with one on the Wii.
The Wii just kind of closed.
Because they opened with Twilight Princess, it was ported quickly over, if not day one. And then Skyward Sword kind of came out like towards the middle.
Yeah.
Maybe endish. And then that one didn't cross over, though, to the Switch, but then they launched with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, so it sounds like they...
Mario's a little, iffy, because there's been some where there's a lot of the side ones, but as far as, the core kind of canon of Mario...
Really not...
They've done, one per... Except for the Wii, which had Galaxy and Galaxy 2.
Yeah, but essentially it's always one per generation. So I'd be intrigued to see with them releasing everything on the Switch.
And I can bring up the Mario franchise real quick to kind of see. I mean, back in the day, they definitely did with NES and.
Well, that makes sense. So those are the staples of the NES and those there.
And quicker development times.
Because they're just 3D side scrollers. So.
Yeah, early 3D and then prior they had pretty quick. Development cycles.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize that Zelda was an opener and a closer, essentially, for the Nintendo franchise consoles.
Which is funny because it's I've played very few of them, but I have that knowledge.
You have a weird Rolodex of knowledge.
Sometimes.
Not sometimes, folks. It's all the time.
Sometimes.
Nope.
I'm gonna look at Mario games.
Your Mario game.
What's the games featuring Mario? That's gonna be a lot.
Mario's in a lot of things.
He is.
It's a me, Mario. Duh.
I know, that's what it's like. There's the other one.
It's like Luigi. Oh.
I like how Mario Brothers, the arcade one, was on the Atari 7800. It's really funny. I think I don't know why we're doing Law and Order.
I wasn't. You did. I was making weird. It's a dun 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 dun.
Then we did the Kendrick Lamar one.
It's a rin tin tin tin, not a rin tin 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 tin.
I wish. I totally wish.
Oh man, do like Childish Gambino doing that or something.
So Mario Brothers, of course, 1985 on the NES. Then you get Mario Brothers 2. NES. Oh my god, then it went back. Why did we go back? I want to specifically look.
Technical difficulties.
I know. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. I don't like it.
Nobody does, Anthony.
No,
I don't know what to tell you. Did we introduce ourselves?
I believe we did.
I don't know. Shit. Well, folks. Whoops.
Well, we'll make sure to hit it in the outro.
I mean, if they're listening this far and they're like, I don't care about who they are. They got good content, though.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
That's the goal.
Don't care for them, but their content's great. Yeah.
Yeah, so we just got like Super Mario 64 on the 64, of course.
It's
and there's a whole bunch of side ones. I mean, you get like Paper Mario, Mario Party, and stuff like that.
We're talking about like the head ones, because even with the 35th anniversary one, they're not releasing a bunch of those side ones. They're releasing the head honchos essentially.
Yeah, they're doing like the really big ones. I just kind of want to double check specifically the 64 and the GameCube.
Yeah, because it was 64, then Mario Sunshine. And it may have had like side characters or whatever, but at the same time, like we said, it's just not what we're focusing on. So
no, just the core Mario games, not all the different like.
Well, that's what they're focusing on too. Ouch.
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, Super Mario World with Super Nintendo. That was one I keep referencing. I like. Yeah, I think. Relatively speaking, so Super Mario 3D World was the one on the Wii U that's being ported over, by the way.
Okay.
So they're doing like a deluxe version of that.
Ooh, it's in deluxing.
Yeah, and so we just got like one Mario on the 64, one Mario on the GameCube, like we thought, and then the Wii was really the only one with two. Yep. So I'm curious to see if the Switch will kind of follow
the Zelda precipice, or if it'll just keep to one.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Because, I mean, I feel like Odyssey came out early enough in the generation where they could squeeze another one in.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said, they're releasing all these other ones, so you're really getting dabbled in Mario on this.
There's a lot of Mario, for sure. But again, we just said it's like we're not talking about the side ones, we're talking about the core ones.
True.
So I'm talking about core Mario games, you know.
No, yeah,
there's a lot of Zelda offshoots, too. So you get, like, Hyrule Warriors, and then there's the rhythm-based one, and, like, there's a whole bunch of, like, side ones to Zelda as well that have come out this generation even.
That's true.
So, I don't know. It'll be hard to see or hard to guess, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm excited to tell. Well, fine, folks, on that note, I think it's time to put a wrap.
I like how we finished with, I guess to guess, I tell. And then, like, both of us made absolutely no sense there. We're closing out. And, like, I don't need words.
Words are ridiculous and for sad people. With that being said, folks, we'll put a wrap on it. Let's put a wrap on it. Put a bow.
Wrap it up. Uncle Noli says.
Then put a bow on it.
Yeah, he'd say that too. Yeah. He would.
Well, anything particular housekeeping? Anything specific?
I mean, as far as the episode is concerned, I'm excited for the Mario collection. I'm a big fan of Mario. This was something that I missed.
Because you didn't have them, yeah.
Yeah, I have just kind of blatant holes, you know.
Holes in your heart.
A little bit, yeah. Especially with the GameCube and the 64. But we have them now, so.
Yeah.
So we can do kind of direct comparisons. I'm just excited for the collection. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like Nintendo's done where you buy them like a la carte. So as I finish one up, I can buy the next one. And so on and so forth.
So forth and so on.
Which I can picture them doing. As far as housekeeping for the podcast, not really. I mean,
we've already kind of hit marks on the important things, so
yeah, not streaming as much, just kind of doing videos here sporadically, just because of the COVID-19 and all that jazz.
Woo! Let's make it depressing.
Yeah, Twitch is like super flooded. YouTube is super flooded. So it's just kind of keeping to the core tenets of ASInquisitor. So podcasts will still be releasing weekly. This one as well as Rage Quit. FGG is still monthly. So those aren't changing.
I like the worst part and the sad part is Nintendo seems to have more news and stuff to keep us not afloat with it, but good content. Comparatively to like our.
There's just kind of like bad stuff coming out about like Sony and Microsoft,
and it sucks. It's like
and nothing tangible. It's all rumor mill, so it's hard to like talk about. You can't do a deep dive into like.
How deep can you go in the?
Like the Uncharted collection is already out, but it's not like they're re-releasing all the Uncharted games, and so we can talk about Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 or something along those lines. Yeah, it's like. And there's really nothing. No new games. New games that were supposed to come out are getting pushed back.
Nintendo's like, Hey guys,
They say new
I'm still here.
Yeah, Sony and Microsoft say that their new consoles are coming out, but it's doubtful. And so...
It's like I talked about at the top of this podcast, how Nintendo kind of left out being in the middle of its generation.
And they really are, and so they're able to kind of trickle out news as far as like games and titles, and they already kind of do that anyways.
Like the cool new stuff, like even Animal Crossing's already been released, but they got cool content for that still coming out. It's just
events and updates. Like I read patch notes for Animal Crossing just the other day, which normally I would do with Sony games.
Yeah, I could do hybrids with flowers and stuff, and I'm super excited about that. And it's just like with the...
Because, like, for me, I'm just going back and playing a couple big MMOs since I have time to on PlayStation and Doom Eternal.
But there's nothing else, really.
That's it. It's like I'm diving back into Fallout 76.
Maybe Final Fantasy. Well, yeah, because...
And then Final Fantasy 14, which I just started, so...
But, yeah.
Otherwise, it's not like I'm...
We'll keep it afloat, folks!
Yeah. Twin Breakers was, like, the biggest announcement.
I know, right?
For us, at least. Next to Doom Eternal, as far as Sony's concerned, but... Everything else is, like, up in the air. So it's like, it's all rumors.
True. All right. Well, we'll make sure to introduce ourselves this time. I'm Ariel Schultz.
I'm Anthony Schultz.
And as always, follow the bear.
Yeah, that's episode 12.
Yeah.
Right now, the episode is titled Mario turns 35, but that's not right. We did like Super Mario Brothers turns 35.
You gotta redo that. You fucked up.
Yeah, I usually change the titles.
I know.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Like, that's not right, or that sounds like crap.
This is shitty, folks. Always follow the bear.
Always follow the shitty bear. If the bear shits in the woods, make sure and follow him if it's got an ASInquisitor logo on his ass. He's branded. Our polar bear's branded. It's a tattoo. He was willing. He wanted to go get it.
Okay. As long as he's willing.
He should have a name. We've never talked about that. Our ASInquisitor polar bear should have a name.
What? Think of a name, folks. Drop a name if you think.
That'd be legit.
We should do a poll on the polar bear's name.
We should. What should the ASInquisitor polar bear's name be? It's gonna be something weird. It's gonna be like
Jeff.
No, I'm thinking like Macaulay Culkin. Like it's gonna be like that.
That was a weird name.
Well, yeah, because remember he did the he legally changed his name. He did a poll for what his middle name should be.
Yep.
And that's what they picked.
Oh God.
Was Macaulay Culkin as Macaulay Culkin's middle name.
Ugh.
So it's Macaulay Culkin.
That's unfortunate for you. All right, well.
That's what our bear's name should be. No, Macaulay Culkin.
No. I'm gonna put my foot down on the polar bear name right there. No.
Not Macaulay Culkin.
No.
What about Kieran Culkin?
No.
Like Kieran Culkin.
All right,
fine, whatever.
Goodbye, folks.